it's officially Hump Day for our week, right? It's Wednesday, in the middle of the week. Is this is a first time for Cowboy Cast going back to back days on and during the off season, but we've got a lot of catching up to do. I mean, unfortunately, we all have jobs that we got to do. So, watching the film on these players has been crazy. But I think that we have a full grasp and let's get right into it, Harvard. I mean, yesterday we talked about Monty Smith, right? I think the consensus is Cowboys have a plan, right, for every player that they've uh, selected in the 2023 NFL draft, and you can kind of sum up yesterday what is Monty's job now as the rookie first round pick for the Dallas Cowboys.
Take up space, man. He's going to take up a lot of space, a lot of double teams. Depending on how they want to use him, I mean, I think eventually he'll get better at pass rush just because I think in this defensive line room, you gotta improve on pass rush. That's what it's all about. But I think he's going to eat up a lot of space for sure. I think that's the biggest thing. And like I said, there's a plan for everybody. And especially Luke Schoonmaker or Schoonmaker, however you want to put it. I think they have a plan too. And at the end of the day, we talked about this earlier, you and I, Jerry, is that like I said, we had time to process all the information, and I think I'm not going to say I know the Cowboys have a plan. And they're being very strategic when it comes to these players, in my opinion. So I think there's a big plan. I think it's bigger than we think. A lot of us were probably not happy, but I think there's a plan in place, man. You got to envision the plan.
Well, I think the word or the catchphrase that we've been getting used to, especially last season, is trust the process, and that's the hard part, right? Because we had done so much homework on all these prospects, right? Within 150, I think total. I know we could have gone deeper, but definitely a first time for the Cowboy Cast. But definitely there was definitely some questionable prospects still on the board at that pick when Luke Schoonmaker made it. Let's say hi to some of our fan or community here. Hoodlum, yo,
What's
Leah,
up,
hi
Hoodlum?
Leah, hi Leah, Richard Verdugo.
I don't think he's been on.
Well,
Has he?
you already know we have a thing, man. You come on, you comment, we give you a
Yes,
round of applause.
sir. Yes, sir.
We give you a round of applause. We say thank you.
Hey, I want to say something real quick. So, not football related, but want everybody to know that at the end of the day, this month, so everybody's tracking, it's Mental Health Awareness Month. So if you don't know, make sure that just like you eat for your body, you get nutrition in your body, you exercise, you do all those things. At the end of the day, your mental needs it too, man. So make sure that you take time out of your day, kind of give yourself 30 minutes, sit outside, look at the sunrise, sunset, whatever you want to do, kind of reflect on your day, your week, your month, whatever it is, and kind of give your brain that time to relax and kind of, think some things through. Give me. We definitely for sure have to do that to ourselves. So just shout out, man. Hey, if somebody's struggling with somebody, I know in our community and everybody knows it on our Discord, we always talk to each other. If somebody's going through something, people has always reached out to me. We're here for you, man. Pretty sure somebody cares about you. So just didn't want to get too sentimental, but we're always here, man. I'm sure anybody's here to listen to anything that's going on. So just had to throw that out there.
No, yeah, and definitely, if you feel like you need a place to connect, definitely find us on Discord. There, obviously, the community is growing strong. I think we're all on the same page. I think a lot of us are just like you said. I mean, right now we're trying to we miss football. I know it's a big part of our life, but yes, we also got to make sure that our mind is right. Mind is right, everything else works in place. Thank you, Hart, for that a reminder. Richard Verdugo says, "Hey fellas, I didn't like this pick in the second round. Honestly, I thought we could have gone with something else. I mean, he's not bad, but not my favorite pick." And
So
if you were there, you saw our faces, man.
yeah.
Go ahead, go ahead. What are you gonna say?
So no, I'm gonna keep probably repeating a lot of things, but Richard's right. I think all of us kind of felt the same way. There was a lot of players on that board. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, one of them was probably Osiris Torrance. Um, that a lot of people were kind of connected to that one. I think that was a big deal for everybody. It was kind of a I mean, that was the biggest thing about Osiris Terrence was right there for the taking, and we didn't take him. So I think that was the bigger one. The other one was, I want to say, I think Drew Sanders might have been there. I can't really remember. I believe we missed on Drew Sanders, right? I think he went in the third, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he went in the third with the
Yeah,
fourth
Drew
pick.
Sanders was there.
I mean, if you think about it, Nathaniel Dell was there, Garrett Williams was there, Cedric Tillman. I mean, you're talking about all these players. Josh Downs was there, Devon A Chain, they call him. There was a lot of people there that none of us, it didn't make sense, right? But in Will McClay, we trust. We trust. I promise you. Um, there's something about this tight end is the reason they got him. There's a reason they got him. So whether you're talking about 12 personnel, whether you're talking about, I don't want to get too much into it because Jerry's going to ask some questions, but there has to be a reason, guys, why we took this guy and all those names are still on the board. Why did they take this guy and not those other players? There has to be a huge reason. And we're going to get into it. We're going to get into it.
So let's get right into it. But let's get caught up because we're getting a little bit behind. Ultra Cowboy says his RAS, right, his RAS, relative athletic score was also near the top of the charts, coming in at 9.86 out of 10, which ranks 16th all time out of 1,091 tight ends tested since 1987. And it's funny because that's exactly the first thing I asked Hard to pull up on, because we were all confused. You know, you had, like Carv said, Osiris Torrance, we thought he was a consensus first rounder. Drew Sanders, we thought he was somebody that the Cowboys would like, especially, that being, you have Jerry Jones being an Arkansas boy, Arkansas grad. Yeah, we thought he liked his Arkansas players. We really thought a possibility of him. I mean, we even talked about, man, what happens if it was Drew Sanders and Darnell Washington? Because I believe Darnell Washington ended up being a third rounder. But, obviously the Cowboys have a type and we got to trust that. But yes, Ultra Cowboy is correct. We did pull up this RAS score, and damn, it's crazy how athletic or how good that he is tailored for this position. Let's see here. Ultra Cowboy says Luke will be a stud. Damn. Clay Cup says Smash Mouth Football. Welcome back, Clay Cup. Smash Mouth Football. We just need a power back like Kareem Hunt.
So we're gonna get into it. I don't want to give it away too much, but he's right. He's like 50% correct on why they took Luke. Well, we're gonna get into it, the analysis part. We're gonna get into it.
So, Luke might be our Tyler Smith type pick of this draft. Will surprise people. You never know, man. I mean, obviously, Will McClay, he's locked in with his coach, with his staff, and man, and you could hear when he was pounding. I guess if there was a scene that could explain pounding the table, was he not pounding the table for Motzi?
He was, man.
I
He
mean,
was.
because it was him or Matt Bergeron, right? The offensive lineman from Syracuse. Ocho Cowboy says, Dios es tu solución para tu salud mental. You
That's
know
it,
what?
baby.
He's right, bro. Hey, all glory to God, man. That's all I say. Cowboys were never high on Otor's feet are too slow. I don't know
Yeah.
that, but I wasn't big on him because he was a hugger, man. Like he lets defensive he lets the defensive players come into his body as opposed to getting his hands active. Mark Vanette McCarthy really wanted a certain type of tight end. He really did, man. And he got his tight end too.
Is he new, Mark?
Round of applause.
Welcome, Mark. Welcome, brother. McCarthy really wanted a certain type of tight end. I think you're right, man. I think you're right. Um, like I said, I don't want to give too much away when we start getting into the questions, but um, we're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to it, Mark. I promise. It's gonna happen, man.
For sure on that. Let's see here. Oh, did I get back? Okay. So Aaliyah said, just because it's not a big name doesn't mean the player isn't good. She's absolutely right. We saw it with Tyler. Everybody was
She's stealing my thunder, man.
yeah, she does that, man.
Leah, you're stealing my thunder, man.
I did love Deuce and that linebacker we took in the third. He looks like a monster. Very exciting player.
Yes, yes.
We'll get to him too.
Yep.
Definitely, he's fast, man. That's all I have. That's all I'm gonna give you. That's all I'm gonna give you for now. But I'll tell you this: it's so funny, right? That's why they hate Cowboy fans because I shared a side by side of Deuce Vaughn and Bijan Robinson stats. That's why they don't love Cowboys Nation, right? Am I right?
Shoot, man.
Because somebody will find it. You know what I mean? And if you look at the stats in the last 3 years, they are similar. Deuce Vaughn and Bijan.
Not really, though. I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna leave it alone.
Are you trying to say that Deuce is better?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying he was more productive, which equates to other things, but we'll leave it at that.
That is the truth. Schoonmaker reminds me of Kettle coming out of college. I think right now the big thing with Luke, and we're gonna get into it right now. I think right now is his age, right? I think that's one of his biggest things. Cowboys ranked number one with points average this season. That's by Trackhawk. Been a while. Ram says when we talk about running the ball, I think it's more situational. Situation up 14 and need to run and not pull off and kill him more.
Rams taking some of my thunder too, man. That I'm about to talk about.
Laughing out loud, Hav, right? Because Jay-Z, that's actually you're the real Jay-Z. She says Hav, great minds think alike. That's true.
She's right. She's right.
Overshown and Deuce played against each other too. Pay attention. We are emphasizing run attack this year in order to run the ball on the outside with Pollard, and maybe a little. We might see a little sprinkle of Deuce Vaughn if he can. I'm pretty sure he's gonna make the roster, right?
He's gonna make the roster, man. Come on.
He's a baller, man. It's hard to say no to Deuce Vaughn and Kobe Dean might be the same height. Might be, man. That's just a little inside joke because Eagles want to take shot at it.
Ultra Cowboy. he's always the one.
Yeah. And Deuce and maybe Dak. Tight end blocking is crucial. It is very crucial. He's more like Witten, slower, but he's good hands and can block. We're gonna talk about all that right now. I believe our offense is gonna go through Tony Pollard. It's a strong possibility that it might be Tony Pollard's situation. So let's get right into it. Let's talk about it. I have a scouting report here. Let's see what they had to say about Luke Schoonmaker. Schoonmaker spent much of his college as a second fiddle in a talented tight end room, but an injury to starting tight end opened the door for him to blossom in his senior year. He failed. He failed to garner an invite to the Senior Bowl despite his breakout season in 2022, but figures to be one of the highest drafted players from the Shrine Bowl. As a rookie, he would be the best as a backup who can contribute on special teams, but has the potential to be a starter early in his career. So this is kind of how they started off the actual scouting report. These are his strengths: easy moving athlete with acceleration and agility to win as a receiver. Balance and body control allow him to win against some much bigger opponents as a blocker, nimble and quick enough to be used in the slot as a mismatch against smaller defensive backs, strong running with plenty of juice after the catch, energetic blocker who is tenacious and consistent, hands are powerful and quick when working to to sustain blocks. Route integrity is maintained through contact. Very urgent and controlled in snapping off his routes. Speed is going to shock most linebackers in man coverage. Great combination of traits to special teams duties. I mean, overall, when you read that and you don't have the name, I mean, Harbaugh, are you saying sign me up
Yeah.
with his strengths? I mean, from what we've seen so far in tape, has that come out to our mind, right? Tenacious and consistent, energetic blocker. I mean,
You could tell he takes pride in his blocking. I'll put it that way. So, after all the stuff that you read and looking at like what I'm about to say, right, is this. Um like to buy into him, we're talking about if you think the landscape again for what their plan is, Ram is right, a lot of other people are correct. They're gonna plan to run the ball. They're gonna plan to run the ball. Okay. Um, the thing about him is his ability to block. I think that's a part of it. And the biggest thing to me, I think, is to work underneath coverages. I don't think they need this guy to blow off the top of the defense, right? I think he's the type of player that, in my opinion, you really need um, you really need threats on the outside. All right. So if you have those threats on the outside, this guy's going to be able to work underneath a lot. All right. And how that's going to work is we're going to, the old Jason Witten coming across and blocking the tight end. He did that. He did that in Michigan. Now, who's the coach in Michigan? Everybody knows. It's Harbaugh,
Harbaugh.
right? And the way he plays is he does run plays, the same run plays over and over again. And it's the same play you see as a defense, but it's a pass. It looks almost identical to the run play. And I think that's what you're going to look at because he's that type of player. He's the type of player that's going to come across the formation and block somebody at the end or the edge. I think that's how they're going to use him. And either he's going to block that guy or he's going to go underneath. And I think that's the kind of player they're going to use him. He's going to be that I call sneaky player that nobody expects to be open underneath. Now, you pick your poison. Is it going to be underneath you're going to cover, or is it going to be the middle over the top? Because now you got Brandon Cooks and you got CeeDee Lamb. So I think with that combination, and especially the way he blocks, he takes very, like, it looks like he takes pride in blocking. I think this is going to work for him, honestly. And he is going to surprise a lot of people. So for me, I think that's the biggest part. I think overall, if you look at it, he's probably overall the better tight end if you look at all the tight ends. I'm not saying the greatest one of all, but collectively blocking, catching, all that together in one, I think he might be the best one other than Kincaid. But I don't know if Kincaid can really block. He's more of a receiving tight end. So I think that's what they looked at. I'm pretty sure they wanted Kincaid, but second best was probably Luke Schoonmaker, and they couldn't pass him up, man, in round two for sure.
I mean, it took some selling to do, right? Because I mean, there was other positions that I think a lot of Cowboys Nation thought that in the second round would have been a little bit more worthy, right? I think defensive back. Oh man, there's so many ways, but I think everything you just said in a nutshell, Harv. I mean, like you said, they have a clear plan. They know where they want to go with this offense, and obviously, at that point when they were selecting, was there somebody that takes as much pride or is that good of a blocker? You can go offensive line or tight end. Was there anybody that could do that? And like you said, I mean, it all adds up. But let's go ahead and proceed more, right? Because there is some weaknesses. Obviously, with every single scouting report, there's a strength and the weakness. The weakness is this. This is what it says: body catcher who lets passes in his frame too often. Drops are an issue at times when even when he is uncontested at the catch point. Uh, Length is adequate, but won't be a game changer in the reeling of of a difficult pass or staying latched to blocks. Not particularly creative or tough to read once he has the ball in his hands. So that is actually, can you believe it, Harv? That is his. That's the negative part of him.
So I'll tell you this. I'm not really worried about all that stuff because this is the thing. We took what Schultz in the fourth round, I believe. Um, we took all these tight ends in the later rounds that actually played pretty good for us. Um, so I think the Cowboys can develop tight ends. I don't have an issue with that. He's going to be a good player. I just feel that at the end of the day, if you're telling me that Will McClay picked this guy instead of all those guys I named, Drew Sanders, Josh Downs, and all that, that's got to tell you something. It's got to say something. That means they had that player rated the highest player at the time. Not only that, but they looked at those positions. I'm sure they had that conversation. Hey, there's a Josh Downs, there's this guy, there's that guy. Can we get one of those guys in another round where they're kind of really close to each other when it comes to a grade? I think that's the discussion they had. They had to have that discussion and said, yeah, we can get that type of player in a later round and it'll be almost the exact same player.
I
Has to be.
mean, I think you're right. I mean, especially when coaches have plans for players, none of that stuff really does matter. I think we heard Mike McCarthy. We even put it out as one of our reels and TikToks out there. I mean, we put it out there. I mean, exactly what he was looking for in a tight end, right? Which is the traditional inline blocker, somebody that can play a little bit of fullback, somebody that can be split out. He wanted 4 different position types. And does Luke provide you that, Harv?
I think he does, man. I think he really does.
So let's get caught up with our comments because they're getting a little. I'm getting behind. Ultra Cowboy says Schoonmaker is faster than Witten and more athletic. So please stop. Don't don't compare him to Jason Witten.
Yeah. Yeah.
Today's Sports Center said they believe Dak can win the Cowboys a Super Bowl. I gotta find that, man. I'm gonna make that a hot take. Aaliyah also said we just need to put everything together and make it work. And it's so much opportunity. I think I wish I knew the actual, because at one point they said the Cowboys were tops in the NFL. I don't know if they were number one in particular, but they brought back their team from the year before, like
Yep.
their true team. So it's great to see when you have coaching staff, especially more importantly that your head coach and your defensive coordinator is great to see when you could bring them back. But when you can bring back the majority of your team that got you success and got you to that far in the playoffs, I think this is a great a great opportunity, like Leah said. Ultra Cowboy Leah, that is a fool's gold. Dak has to show me. Ultra Cowboy, come on, man. That's been the only offense that Dak has been in, man. So it's kind of hard. Now, if he goes and scrubs it up in this offense where it's making it easier for him to play football, and he does that, then have at it, man. You know what? I'll even eat crow. Harv, I'm pretty sure you can, he's gonna be the first one to tell me. Uh Aaliyah says Ultra Cowboy Dak doesn't need to show you nothing. She's kind of right. I mean, he showed us that he can fling the ball around, man. He has the respect of everybody in the NFL except for Cowboys Nation, and of course the Cowboy haters too. So I think we just need to change our perspective a little bit with Dak. We're not saying he's Patrick Mahomes. No way. We know that.
No.
Clay Cup says, besides, we are banking on our elite defense. Might give us short field. So tight end Schoonmaker, red zone. Dak needs that. He kind of chokes previous yards in the red zone TD. I mean, look, man, a lot of this is going based off what happened last season. Now, has this been a trend? Has this been a ongoing trend in Dak's career? It's hard, right? Because what you're talking about, you're specifically talking about the 49ers game, but let's see what this new offense could do, and of course these pieces that they surrounded him with. Aaliyah says Dak gets the opportunity to win. Defense just has to step it up. They did step it up at some moments, Aaliyah.
That's the defense did do their job.
They
I mean,
did. So
look, I'll put it to rest for the whole Dak thing because we're talking about Luke and how the offense is going to
trying to talk
change.
about Luke. Yeah.
But I'll say this about Dak, right? First time, shame on you. Second time, shame on me. Third time, I don't know, man. It's just to me. This is what I'll say, and it's a legit question. What do we have to hold ourselves to really trust Dak? That's my question. Like, what has he done for us to trust him?
It's a great question.
Because the thing to me is, it was that moment, right, when he lost Pollard, and so to me, that's where you find greatness. Is when it's all on the line, and you're the guy that has to carry the team, regardless of what's going on around you. Did Dak do that? I would have you answer that question, right? I'm just saying, like, there's still a lot to be seen, but there's a lot of things that happened, and there's a lot of things that didn't happen.
I mean,
Like,
because
we have to be realistic about it.
that's the first time we've actually really seen Dak choke, man. He's never really been in that situation.
I mean, yeah, to me, man, like I'm gonna be honest. I love Dak. You know how I feel about Dak, but he's really got to show me like if he's the guy. Like, but this is the problem too, guys. It's hard to find quarterbacks in the NFL.
That is a true statement.
Like, it's really hard. So if you have a good quarterback, you have to stay with him because you never know what's going to happen when that guy's gone and you're going in the road of the Cleveland Browns and they have to pay a quarterback $250 million guaranteed. Like, not, you know what I'm saying? Like that, and I'll leave it at that.
Well, let's get back up with the comments, right? A quick question for you fellas. Where do you think Zeke is going to end up? Would you rather him come back to us in a similar deal or just let them walk?
I think it's past, man. Everybody wants Zeke to come, but I think that wave is past, man. He's
Oh,
not coming
I
back.
always say the price is right. You know what I mean?
I don't even think so.
Aaliyah directing when Ultra Cowboy didn't know Dak played defense and also the team game. Not only Dak. I mean, yes. No, more Dak excuses. Jeez Louise, LU. I'm not right. Season even started, and you're talking about more Dak excuses. Please excuse yourself. Dang it, man! Look at you guys. Are back and forth, back and forth. Wrong. Go watch the 49 tape for the past 2 years. Dak is below average in that playoff. Dak is below average playoff quarterback.
I believe back-to-back years he had almost similar numbers. If you look at it,
Yeah,
very
but
similar.
but still, like choking is like NFC. I mean
So
NFC championship level and or
so
even
this is
Super Bowl.
so
Not
yeah.
winning Super
So
Bowl.
but this is my thing. What if Mahomes was in that situation?
I mean,
And I know
I
and I
guess
know
it would be
Mahomes
the
is
same. He would be in the same topic as Dak or same conversation as Dak.
no. What I'm saying is, if he was in that situation, do you think the outcome would have been different?
Oh, you're saying if Patrick Mahomes was the quarterback of the Cowboys? Oh no, he'll find a way to get it to his players. He has
See,
the
and
arm.
that's my thing. Like, that's a whole different comparison. Like, maybe you got to go through these things to find your true self. I don't know.
It's like we weren't going against the number one defense in the playoffs. That is a true statement.
We can't make excuses though.
Yeah, but they were that,
Excuses.
that was the best defense in the entire league.
I
I mean,
got it.
80 yards of rushing. That's what they contained every team to. 80, it was actually 86 yards. So that means that you had to make sure that your coaching staff could design around your weakness of that defense. And it was hard to find them in that defense. That defense is a nice little umbrella, man. Ultra Cowboy, here we go again with another Dak group pick. Jeez Louise. Let's get off the Dak situation, man. Says the Dak. Don't do that. My number one concern with Dallas is playoff Dak. Dak throws the ball. All of someone on his team needed to do is catch it. Situational. Luke has a great tight end coach and Lunda Wells. Yes, he does, man. And that's where we're trying to get to, right? Because the thing is, we're trying to talk about Luke, not Dak, or Zeke. But it's good that we could talk about that stuff. Let's not get too out of hand. But Lunda Wells is the reason why we actually were able to get Peyton Hendershot. I think he stole him away from the Chiefs. So
He did, man.
Cowboys definitely have a nice little interesting tight end situation heading into the 2023 season. Dak is great regular season quarterback, but turns into a pumpkin when the playoffs start. Jeez Louise. Dak is great all around, period. Help the man out for once. Man, you guys really went crazy on Dak today,
Yeah,
man.
they did.
It's like back to back Dak, man. Dak has had weapons and a defense. He had CD injured players. I mean, love is blind. It really is, man. The year before Cooper, it was CD Gallup in 2021. Laugh out loud, Clay Cup. We had a whole 15-minute convo about Dak, LOL, but we will move on. That's all the comments are. They really are. I have a whole breakdown on why it's not Dak's fault, but we'll can talk about that another day. If you can call in when you're feeling better, right? Because I think she was saying something about uh, facts. Javier must trust. My trust went out the door in that playoff game. I hope Dak proves me wrong. We are also drafting healthy, high character that love football. Those days with gambling on lazy thugs are gone. By Clay Cup. And then Aaliyah, all I said was Sports Center said Dak can go to the playoffs, and this funny combo started or to the Super Bowl. You know that's we've already talked about this multiple times. I think on especially on the Cowboy Cast. Harv is a little bit more, because Harv played quarterback. I mean, he understands it. He played quarterback at a high level early on, earlier on for him in his, football career that he had. Um, and I think it's a consensus. I have Dak's back. Why? Because I love how he worked his butt off to get to where he's at. You can't say anything else about these other quarterbacks. I think if they would have maybe tailored an offense like the way they did for Jalen Hurts, I think we'd see a complete. People would be talking about Dak in a completely wave of just comments, and I think the love would be real for Dak, just like the way it is for Jalen Hurts. I think for CBS, for one good season, Jalen Hurts put up is now ranked third in their quarterback power rankings. We talked about that yesterday on East West Football. Go check that out. We're talking about CBS. I think everybody gave him. I think you gave him a C plus. I gave him a C, and I think Kendall gave him a C minus because it didn't look like there was much thought into that power ranking. Uh, Hertz is a running threat, Jerry. Well, I don't know if you know this, Clay Cup, but so was Dakota Prescott coming out of Mississippi State. But that's not what they asked Dak to do. With Dak, they asked him to learn how to play quarterback, and he learned how to play quarterback. Let's get back to Luke. Whew. Harv,
It's a
what do you
lot.
what is it that you like about his defense, about his blocking in particular? What is if you can just kind of sum that up? What is he going to bring to the Cowboys with his blocking?
I think the biggest thing for me is um, the like I said before, just the way Harbaugh used them, because he really didn't catch a lot of balls. I think he only caught 35 or something
Correct.
last year. So I think they use him more of a run blocking tight end, and that's his specialty, man. That's what he does. I think with this offense, the catching's gonna be there. It's gonna come, but it's like, can this guy block, right? Because you have multiple fronts that teams are playing, and these guys have to be able to block these defensive ends. If you see the NFL, everybody's doing it. They're putting tight ends on Michael Parsons one on one. Why would you do that? I have no idea. But you need tight ends that can block these guys at the edge, sometimes in the middle. I think Michigan ran some traps too with him coming on the side of the offense. So there's a lot of things this guy can do blocking. Does he need to work on blocking a little bit? Yeah, he does need to work a little bit more. Overall, I think he's a great blocker, man. And I think you're going to see the motions coming across the field when it comes to plays, play action. All that's going to be part of it, man. I think that's why. mainly that's why they got him.
I love what you said. I mean, if we could just throw a little sprinkle on there, I like if you actually go back into his tape and you can actually see how some people that actually are out there scouting players, they've this is like a consensus that everybody pointed out is damn, he's great in isolation blocks, especially against defensive end and defensive
Yep.
tackles. Like he's there by himself and nobody there to chip, nobody there to help. I mean, literally he's letting the offensive guard get to a second level. You know what I mean? So this is just going to improve the running game. Obviously, we heard Mike McCarthy say why he looked for a specific block. He was looking for specific players uh, because they had a plan the entire offseason. Run the
So
ball,
to
stop the run.
to me, I could also see him playing, in shotgun, double, a running back on the left of Dak, and then him on the right, and then seeing what the defense plays, put him out in motion in the slot, and let's see who goes with it. Maybe it's a mismatch. I mean, those type of things could probably happen. So we'll see, man. But I think he's going to be a good player.
Let's go ahead and go on to the next one. So let me ask you this, Harp. How much do you feel he knows of the entire route tree?
I don't know about nose. If he can run it, that's a different story. Like I said, he didn't catch very many passes um, last year. So I mean, to me, I think again, that's a non-issue, man. The Cowboys can develop tight ends. That's all I gotta say. We don't have to worry about that part. We really don't. I think that'll come with teaching him and the group they have. I mean, we got Ferguson, Peyton Hendershot, who is undrafted, Hendershot, and he made the team. So I don't think it's going to be an issue, man, in my opinion, at all.
Well, obviously, I guess it wasn't because he just didn't know. It was obviously, that wasn't what was asked from him there at Michigan. I mean, obviously,
Yep.
I think if anything, the one thing that is pointed out with him is definitely that he has a feel for when he's blocking, like he has a great feel for it. But also, when they asked him to get to be open available, man, he was sneaky. He was sneaky, man. He can get away from some people.
So if you look at all the, I don't know about the scouting report you have. What is his top trait? If you look at his top traits, it's blocking and sealing the edge.
Correct.
That's what he likes. That's he's best at. That's why we got him. The passing stuff is gonna come, but you can't get somebody that can block very well in the NFL and catch passes. I think that'll come, man.
So I've been having problems with this whole TikTok the entire time. So uh I'm sorry if I don't haven't been on point today. It's stressful. But anyways, let's see here. Michael about to have 20 sacks. I love the energy there, Aaliyah. Clay Cup Mahomes played a busted ankle. Aaliyah every time has injuries. Yeah, he looked high as a kite too in that Super Bowl, didn't he? Harp?
He did.
Even in the post game, Travis Kelsey had to talk for him, right? It was crazy. Uh, but anyways, Ultra Cowboy, a huge step for Tober would be active on game day. I heard somebody saying they're not playing defense, right? Because I think he was so far off sides. It was crazy to see that. Hi y'all, right? That's Stephen White.
Stephen White,
Jerry Javier.
what's up?
Headers hot. Ferguson's are more receivers. Schoonmaker brings great technique blocking. That's why Dallas Cowboys got him. Yeah. Jacob says Javier
Telling you,
knows. Cowboys have weapons. CD, Cooks, Gallup, Schoonmaker, and Pollard. Now, once did I even see Fergus shots in there, man? You know what I mean?
we'll
Like,
see. We'll
what,
see.
what's going to be the new acronym? That's what I want to know because the Fergus shots is kind of cool, man. How you gonna fit Schoonmaker in there? You know what I mean? So we'll see. I'm pretty sure something will come up at towards the end of the year. But just to kind of round it off, right? Because I mean, there's a couple of things I want to say or ask, or because we want to get to know, right? and we want everybody to chime in on this too. Um, how much do you think Luke will play this season for the Dallas Cowboys?
I don't know. That's hard to say just because I think he's going to play a lot because we implemented a lot of three tight ends, especially running the ball. So I think he's going to play a lot. I think he's going to play a lot. Maybe I would probably say probably 50%, 50% of the snaps. Pretty sure. Because to me, if you look back, Ferguson and Hendershot, they had a hard time blocking. If you look at the beginning of the season, they kind of struggled a little bit. But as you saw the season progress, they actually got better at blocking, a lot better. So I think they didn't have a choice, man. I think that was high on their list.
Well, Gene Concealed on TikTok says I agree, and then I don't know the username, but he says Gallup is Dunzo. So I guess he's saying that Gallup is no longer gonna be Michael Gallup of old. We always need an outlet. I think that's like everything in life almost, right?
Yep.
Luke will be tight end number one by Ultra Cowboy. That's
Ooh.
bold, man. And it's live on air. It's gonna be on YouTube forever because I ain't taking it down, Ultra Cowboy. I think Jake Ferguson. I think that's my tight end right there. Oh, Damien, everything depends on camp and how they fit and who would be reliable. Like we said, Payne Hendershot and Ferguson, they already have 1 year under their belt, Harv, and we've seen that rookie tight ends, they don't make an impact like the way we'd want, except for the exception of Kyle Pitts, who put up 1,000 yards and 2 touchdowns or 3 touchdowns. I don't know. I'm not a Falcon fan, so whatever. Everything's. I will say this: when we compared the raw scores, Jake Ferguson didn't have a 9.8. I think Jake Ferguson had like a 6.8. So, yeah. But we'll see. We'll see how the Cowboys will move forward with this. Adrian Garza, sup with these lame Eagle fans claiming Parsons wants to be an Eagle, laughing out
I
loud.
think I think they're just saying that just to get us upset, and I don't see it, man. Look, he's from Pennsylvania,
It's
man.
from
Like,
Pennsylvania. People
I mean,
don't
he's gonna be a Sixers fan and all that. Like, but if you look at the draft, where did he want to go, man?
Cowboys.
He wanted to be a Cowboy, so everybody stop the noise.
Stephen White is given a 30-40% chance, or 30-40% of, I guess that's how much he's going to play this entire season. I want to see that. What's going on? I believe he will play the Black Mamba. I love it.
Black
She's
Mamba.
already ready to answer the question. Oh, Damien, don't sleep on Big Hank. I've been seeing him working this all season. Ooh. Oh, Damon, share whatever you see on the Discord. You're on there. You're always on there, man. I wish Jerry Jones would have waited to Gallup that, or to give Gallup that money. They could traded him for a good receiver this year. Well, I think if anything, Black Mamba, I think after this season, I think that's when his contract gets easier on the books, right, Harv?
Yep, for sure.
So you never know. On TikTok, we do have. Hey, make sure you guys hit that like, man. We're having some problems with going live earlier. Get this live going. You gotta like so we can travel out there and get noise. Gene Castillo says when Jay Novacek played, he was an outlet too. 40. Stop crying. Michael wants to be an Eagle. That's by Joe I. You know, I
Nobody's crying. I'm
yeah,
not
no,
crying.
I'm not crying. I'm not even worried either. After he gets paid the richest contract, he's gonna be the highest paid defensive player of all time. And it's gonna be brought to you by the Dallas Cowboys. I will say this: if anything, I think Mike is just playing and toying with these Philly fans, man. I really do think because I don't know. I don't know how real it was, but somebody said that DeAndre Swift picked a certain jersey because of how many NFC championships the Cowboys have been to. So I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't really go looking up Eagles business. Ultra Cowboy says Gallup will be going against cornerback number 3 and 2 years removed from ACL injury. Get ready to eat your words on Gallup.
Ooh.
Why you do that to Black Mamba? Come on, man. Clay Cup. Hopefully, y'all don't backtrack when Schoonmaker balls out and seals the edge for big run down the seam, first downs, and red zone jump balls. Do y'all want me to drop the knowledge or what?
Don't do me in, man.
Hey, look at that. He's
Let's go.
doing flexy too. Look at that. Jay Fonda, what's up, fellas? What's up,
What's
Jay?
up, Jay Fonda?
Just trying to make some sense of this Luke Schoonmaker edition Ultra. I believe Gallup can play. I hope he's utilized more and Dak get him the ball. I think if anything, I think after second season after an ACO, that's when we start seeing players come back to what they were used to. We'll see. Hopefully, Gallup is a fun player. Or
I
was
like.
Gallup a fun player before that?
I like Gallup. I think he'll be fine, man. He's got another offseason. I think he'll be fine. I think he'll
Worst
be back.
worst case scenario, I think the Cowboys have structured those contracts where they can kind of, after 2 seasons, they can kind of get off of it without too much pushback. Let's see here. I can tell you everything Cowboys related and what we need from offense and defense. I got my notebook. I
He's
think
got
we
his
all have.
notebook, but he can't even make a phone call into the damn live.
I got a notebook full of notes too, man. They've restructured Gallup's contract. Will be here for the next 2 years. I believe Gallup will ball this year. I do think that's going to be the case for a lot. I think it's going to be an easy transition for CeeDee Lamb. I think it's going to be an easy transition for Brandon Cooks, and I think we might even see Jalen Tober on the field this year. So I haven't ruled out any of this thing. I think if anything, this offense is going to be a little bit easier. Hey, this is your route. Run the route. That's all you got to do. Don't overthink the route. Right? Just run it. If it's there, it's there. It's not. It's not. Micah even said he supports Philly Sixers.
So Micah even said supports Philly Sixers because one of the players is from Texas. All right. Aaliyah says, don't sleep on Gallup. That is true. That is true. I'm saying, man, he's going to be what, almost 2 years removed, and I don't think he was ready. I think they brought him in way too early last year, guys. For him, they tried to rush him back. I think because they needed him for the playoff push, but I think he'll be fine for the following year. So, Clay Cup, Overshown, younger Javon Curse, just watch. Big, yeah, and that's something that Jerry said too, guys. Like, don't you see Jabril Cox or Javon Curse on Overshown? Like I feel like he's kind of that kind of player, but at a linebacker. So we'll see, man. Jay Fonda says Gallup was hesitant last year after the ACL. He didn't trust his knee. And that's what I said, man. I think they rushed him back way too early, Jay Fonda. Way too early, man. They should have waited a little bit. But like I said, I think they needed that playoff push, so they needed him. At Jay Fonda, I agree. Black Mamba, yep. Adrian Garza, 956. Cool. What's up, Adrian? Let's get it, baby. My knowledge, Old Domain, and my knowledge too powerful. Jerry Jones himself is asking me questions. Old Domain. You're crazy, man. Old Domain, they need to hire me for real. They need to hire us. They need to hire us. It should be like a committee, a fan committee to run the Dallas Cowboys. That'd be pretty cool. Ultra Cowboy, need a better top 3 wide receiver group in CD Cooks and Gallup. All have been 1,000-yard wide receivers in this league. Or name it better. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Yeah, you're right, man. I don't know. Clay Cup, we're winning on defense. Offense just don't turn over the ball no more. Interceptions, Dak. Yes, I said it. No, you're right. I think with the Cowboys trying to stop the run, man, guys, honestly, I think that's going to play a big difference in the offense. Hopefully that'll get – because you got to think, some of the games, like we gave up so many yards, and this team, like, just gave up so many possessions to these teams that, like, they would score, and then the offense had to get back, and they would go 3 and out. So maybe if we get the offense a lot more the ball out more, it's probably going to play a big difference. So you good, Jerry?
I think so. I could tell you one thing that you might not know. Overshown is going to play safety. I was telling Harvey this yesterday. He was like, "Don't do it, don't do it." I was saying he might step into J. Ron Curse role. You never know.
Yeah. I don't want that.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be nice to get a nice linebacker that doesn't have neck issues, right? Just to go out there and play linebacker next to Damone Clark.
Yep.
I'm excited to watch the fullback.
Yes.
Dang. But Luke, man, Luke can play that position too, man. For example, OBJ is coming off 2 ACL injuries, and Gallup is coming off 1 ACL injury. Both players will be fine going into next season. Yeah, I think OBJ did right by not forcing his way back on the field last year.
Yep.
Overshawn reminds me of Cam Chancellor. Man, he brings the pain.
Yeah, he
Aaliyah, another
does.
example. Dak was basically rushed back after the thumb injury. I think when you look at it, that's why I think the interceptions were a real deal. I know I don't want to make excuses, but it did look like he was pressing to make up for with the time he missed and how good Cooper Rush is doing. I think Gallup sees the writing on the wall though with them bringing in Cooks, and if Tolbert can play, it'd be good competition. I think it's great
So
competition. Competition is always
don't leave out the guy that we drafted too, Jalen Brooks and Moreno Cropper and freaking was it Durden? Like these guys are pretty good, man.
yeah.
These
Jalen
guys are pretty
Moreno,
good.
Cooper. I think somebody was real big on
Yeah.
him.
Yep.
If the other team doesn't don't score, they won't, and that is simple.
That is true.
That's or no, and they won't win. Simple. Laugh out loud. She's right. Bengals have better wide receivers.
They do.
For the
They do
time
now.
being, we'll give it to them. Take up valid
That is
argument,
true.
and we need Overshawn to play linebacker. Yes, we do. That's what we need is a linebacker. Let's see here. Oh, Damien, and from what I know, Micah doesn't want to be limited to playing linebacker. I think that he knows his paydays coming. Defensive edge rushers make the most money, man, not linebackers.
Yep.
Don't sleep on Jalen Brooks and Moreno. And just to kind of round it off, our with Luke, he played 5 years in high school because of an injury. What we've seen, what we've heard. He played pretty much 5 years in college. So this guy's been playing football for a long time. Has Luke Schoonmaker, has he reached his ceiling already at this age of 24, going to be 25 at the start of the 2023 NFL regular season?
I don't think so, man. And the only reason I say that is because the Cowboys produce really good tight ends.
I think they're just an all-around great developing team.
They are, but especially tight ends, man. Especially tight ends. I'm just saying.
What would have the Cowboys done if Dalton Schultz stayed? Just that we always have. But let's go ahead and get caught up with our comments, and that's it for us today, man. Let's see what's going on. I believe this is where we left off, right? Because Aaliyah had said, "Don't sleep on Jalen Brooks and Moreno," and I think we agreed, right?
Yep.
Those guys can probably make the team. I don't know how big. I think Dennis Houston was recently in a picture working out with everybody. So he's still in the mix. Believing in Tober is like saying that Hurts is Mahomes.
We'll see, man.
I don't know if that's a compliment
Yeah, I don't know.
or you taking shots at somebody. I can do a film breakdown on the Cowboys. Oh, Damien, you speak a big game, man.
He says all this stuff, man, but he's never there when we need him.
I think he wants to switch to defensive end, but still play linebacker. He's talking about Micah. I believe Jaden Tober will turn things around. Simple offense. I hope so, right? I hope we can see if he can translate because he was a monster in college. Go back and watch some of his film.
He was a monster.
I thought he was 6'3", man, and he's not 6'3". He's just his body is that big, man. He just looked bigger than everybody else that was covering him, and he just played a big game. Ultra, Dak is not built for high power offense. He is better when he goes off a running game and ball control. Hopefully, that's why McCarthy's doing this year. Yep. You know, I think it was you and Ram who said it. Harv, you said, I don't know what it is, man, but when they get Dak involved in the running game, he gets some design rushing plays. He gets locked in, man. And what did you say about a locked in Dak?
He goes 24 for 24? against a number two ranked defense.
Like nobody can stop him. Like how? I
That's true.
that's why I have hope in Dak. That's why I'll eat my crow if he sucks in this offense. That's all I'm saying right now. But damn, man, if Mike McCarthy could do exactly kind of what Clay Cup is talking to Ultra Cowboy about, damn, man, we're gonna be in for a crazy season.
Y'all make my day, man.
I might do a Google Sheet with our depth chart as of now. I can change as we go. Okay. There's a start. The October ship sail. That's Ultra Cowboy.
Oh my
Like,
god.
some people are just ruthless, man. Facts, Clay Cup. Damn, you guys are ready to just jump ship with
I don't know
Jalen Tolbert.
why, but
It's been 1 year. No ship has sailed. I think. I think. I know as an island could play that Micah Parsons role is Micah actually switches to full time defensive end. Anything is a possibility, right? As far as how they're going to implement Micah and when to put him at linebacker. But last year he took, I believe it was like 400 and no, what was the number? The snaps that he played from linebacker to defensive end last year was it was astronomical. So yeah, we'll see. Hey, I'm on chat away. Let me know. I'm not much of a talker, but y'all want to do a film breakdown and what we expect. I'm a chat away. Okay, we're gonna hold you to it, old Damien. Jalen Tolbert played against the University of Phoenix, the online university. Jeez Louise, man. Jeez, man. These guys are savages. Ultra Cowboy Tolbert is in the NFL for a reason. I'm so happy McCarthy's taking over. Ultra,
yep.
people laughing with Ultra. So was Taco. Jeez Louise.
Oh my god.
Let that go, man. It's okay to miss once in a while. You can't be perfect. I mean, damn. If he didn't miss on that, then Will McClay's damn near perfect, man. Uh Taco even said it was a different situation now. The Dallas Cowboys better now, so don't involve Taco in this convo. Overshown, play fast, hit hard, and talk the talk. He did, man. Exciting player, and he's Dex Longhorn, man. Dak will have no choice but to trust the running game. Think that when we look at Luke, this is what we've realized, right? I mean, this is how much the plan is set in place for the Cowboys to get the running game going.
So I'm gonna say something, man. People are probably not. They're gonna be like, "What the hell?" So I'm gonna throw this out there, right? Out of the games, if injury doesn't become a factor, I believe, in my opinion, that is it still FedEx Rookie of the Week? Is it still FedEx or is it Pepsi? I don't remember what it is. I think it's FedEx, isn't it? Anyways, that's besides the point. I believe out of all the games that the Cowboys play, Deuce Vaughn will at least win 4 of those rookie awards for Player of the Week for rookie. He'll win 4. There's my receipt. And if we're not careful, he might win Rookie of the Year on offense at least. So we'll see. But let's see what we got. Aaliyah literally never ever said that. Ultra, you're the one who said it. Glad you believe that. Though proud of you for the growth. Go ahead, Jerry.
No. I just been having some internet issues out of the blue, and this hadn't happened since the regular season, or was
Yeah.
it during the playoffs that it was happening?
I don't know.
I don't like it. But anyways, Clay Cove, why did DC give up fifth for a player that was going to get drafted? To me, that was worse than Schoonmaker pick, which I actually like.
No, Clay Cup. So I'm going to give you a little bit of insight on that. Um, I think they had to take him early because the consensus was the reason he dropped a lot was because his 40 time was not that fast. But then they found out afterwards that he had a quad injury, but he didn't want to think people like, oh, he doesn't want to run. He ran it anyways. He didn't do very well. I think he ran a 4.7. But they found out later that he really did have a quad injury, and he still went through all the drills and the 40 time. So I think the Cowboys saw him probably around a fourth or fifth round pick, and they had to go grab him. So I think that's the insight.
I mean, but not only that, but you're talking about Eric Scott.
Yeah, Eric Scott.
I mean, he had a phenomenal vertical jump and broad jump. I mean, that just shows you the explosion that he has. So
Yes.
I believe that is a true statement that Harv you saying, and Cowboys weren't the only ones that were looking at him.
No, they
I think
weren't.
I think I believe he got brought in. Chiefs. There's several teams that actually brought him in for 30 visits after that.
Yep.
So yeah, we actually got to talk to that safety, and he got drafted too.
Well, he didn't get drafted
I'm sorry, he was signed undrafted.
to the Colts.
So, but I mean, with those picks, the 6th and 7th, it's like almost undrafted chartered waters, right? Like, do you really want him to be free where he can choose where he wants to go?
Yeah. So Eric Scott was taken by the Saints, Tampa Bay, the Colts, and the Vikings in Dallas for a 30 visit
Yep.
after they found out about the quad. So that tells you something.
My top 4 camp cut candidates are Tolbert, Bossman, Cox, and Gallimore.
I don't think Gallimore will get cut.
I
I think he's going to get traded.
Okay, well, I was gonna say I don't see Gallimore in the foreseeable future. I think Bossman, yeah, I think maybe with Bossman you might see him. I don't know. On special teams, he's pretty good on special teams. They do need somebody
Yeah.
that can replace Godwin. Cox, maybe. I think from all those that you just named, I think that it's gonna. Well, this is definitely gonna be a topic later on, but I think definitely Jabril Cox. I think that he needs to make some noise. However, I
He
mean,
does. He does.
I know he's coming off the ACL also, but damn, when he was a healthy scratch. How many games last year? And
I don't
when
know.
he
He
did
was.
play, he missed a lot of plays. Left a lot of plays out in the field. You can't block yourself from achieving more. And I think Jalen had a mental blockage on him and not being a good player while watching those other wide receivers. Again, you're talking about a very complicated offensive scheme that Kellen Moore ran. I don't think it takes a top notch wide receiver to be able to jump into the mix of something that they're already trying to had. And if you looked at the Cowboys last year, they were trying to win a Super Bowl. They weren't. They're not. They're not in the middle of a rebuild. They were trying to win a Super Bowl. So I think that's why Jalen Tolbert didn't play a lot. Is when they did give him an opportunity, he made mistakes. Just give Deuce that 22. I don't know about retiring numbers.
Yeah.
That would be kind of crazy to see a 22. Hey Jerry, did you miss your Wi-Fi bill? I wish, man. That suckers. I wish I didn't have to worry about these bills, man. But anyways, at Damien, yes, literally, I believe Tolbert had a mental block. Wish the best for him. I don't know about the mental block, to be honest with you. Just think that play calling was too advanced. Hop. So you think he was gonna get drafted?
Yes. 100%. I think he was going to get drafted, man.
If not, he was gonna get picked up right away. The Cowboys were lining up the towel. What? Lining up the towel boy over Jalen Tover. Jeez Louise, Ultra Cowboy. Eric Scott ran a 4.4. Damn, Aaliyah, where'd you find that? I hadn't seen that one. Eric Scott has one of the highest verticals in the NFL. That is exactly what we're talking about. That equates explosion. You could tell he held himself from achieving what he wanted. And to me, the undrafted Brooks looks better already. Eric Scott is a raw talent. Is very
He
extremely
is.
raw.
He is.
Ultra Cowboy. Let's see how you play on the field since you're so since you're hard on Tolbert. uh, I love the undrafted players. They are harder
Hard,
and
hard.
are harder and they can be a diamond in the rough.
For sure.
I think we're gonna have a segment on that alone, and
We are.
that's why we're trying to hurry up and get through these. After we've seen this, want to move on to the undrafted because I think that there's some potential there for some players to find a spot on the roster. I don't know about the 53, but I'm pretty sure a lot of these guys are going to try and keep, especially on the practice squad. Eric Scott has that dog mentality. He ran 40 days with a quad injury and still ran a 4.7. That shows how his dog has no excuses. Cox
Yeah,
needs to ball out. Yes, he does. Cowboys hit on Eric Scott. It's a wrap.
I think so too, man. I think they got to steal.
Cowboys have one of the hardest plays to learn. Laugh out loud. So I mean, that's there's that. There's that.
I'm gonna leave it with Tolbert, right? Because everybody's talking about Tolbert. So if you guys know the history and what happened with Tolbert, was they really thought that he could be a CD Lamb. So like CD Lamb, they put a lot of weight on him playing every position, wide receiver position, and they gave him the whole playbook to play every position. And they realized that they messed up by doing that, and he couldn't handle it. So, and Stephen Jones talked about it too during the season. They put too much on his plate to try to remember every position. So I think you're going to see for sure a different Tolbert this year, 100%.
Yeah, we're not talking about he's gonna make the Pro Bowl.
No,
He's gonna have
no,
1,000 yards. No, but I think he will play. I mean,
yeah.
resters, even starters have to rest, and you have to have decoys. And if you have great play calls, you can get him the ball
But
too.
not only that, I will tell you right now, these players the Cowboys are bringing in and undrafted, these guys are hungry. So there's going to be some competition. If Tolbert can't rise to the occasion, somebody will. I promise you.
So that's how. I mean, it's crazy how we want to talk about Luke, but it went from Dak to Jalen to Eric
You
Scott.
know why, Jerry? You know why?
Because
Because we give the fans what they want.
and every year is our year too. Man.
That's it, baby.
Blazing Card 76. Round of applause.
Hey, welcome, man. Welcome, brother. Yes, sir.
If you guys catch this on the replay, if you come on the live, all you gotta do is subscribe, turn on notifications, when we're live, and I read all the comments, man. I don't skip a beat. So if you want to be a part of the discourse, come on through. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and join the live. Anybody that joins the live with comments, we give you a round of applause. Blazing Card 76. I honestly love the pick of tight end Luke Schoonmaker. We got a young and talented tight end room.
Yes, for sure.
Well, they're all about the same age. You know what I mean? Because if Luke was 22 at 22 going on 23, I would have been like, wow.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you this, right? This is so we'll call it. I don't know. We can probably have a segment on this or something like. But what does this pick remind you of? Does it remind you of anything as far as getting Luke along with Ferguson and Hendershot? Like we got to have a segment. What does that remind you of when you do something with life? You got anything, Jerry? Because I got one. I can go first.
Go for it.
So this is my thing about drafting Luke and having Ferguson and Peyton Hendershot, right? It's like when I go to Dairy Queen and I'm like, you know what do I want? Let me see. Give me a mini blizzard, right? And you know what? I'm gonna live on the edge a little bit. Give me a mini blizzard with Heath Bar, Snicker, and Reese's Cup. That's what it feels like.
It's just a little bit of everything, man.
A little bit of everything, man. That's what it feels like for me. Can't go wrong. Can't go wrong, baby.
Okay. Look, number one, many people don't know what a Dairy Queen is, but
they don't. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's a Texas thing, but
no, it's not.
Well,
it's a Texas thing, yes, but I'm saying like they have Dairy Queen here, but
that's good. You know what I mean? They get to enjoy blizzards, but you know what? I've never had that blizzard. Number two, I've never done that concoction. I mean, I think the wildest I've ever done was an Oreo cookie blizzard with strawberry filling. That's the most I've ever gone. But
I like to live on the edge, Jerry.
You definitely do, man. But I like how you said it. I think if anything, it's a well-rounded tight end group, man, and it's going to be exciting to get this running game going and see if we can get Dak running the ball too. Damn, and he'll lock in, and that's crazy, man. I feel sorry for every team in the NFC. Let's see. Aaliyah said everyone wants to make the team. That's truth. Yes, she's right. Give me Cedric Wilson over Jalen Tolbert. Jeez Louise. That train already moved. How come you don't give Jalen Tolbert the opportunity to become a Cedric Wilson? I mean, Cedric Wilson was with the Cowboys for 4 years, for 4 seasons, and he finally got to be on the. He finally stepped up. Was it his fourth year, Harv?
Fourth year, yeah.
And he became a big time. Well, not a big time, but I mean, he went out there to the Dolphins to make some money. Give Tolbert that opportunity to develop, man. All I need is for my boys to play hard, be consistent, win.
Let's
That's all we
go.
need.
That's it. That's
Oh,
it.
Chicago, hey, love, you really bored, aren't you?
Jesus Christ, man. You guys are great. Be nice to each other, guys.
We are a community. Look, even though Damien is laughing, geez Louise, everybody has their opinions. Hey,
It's true.
and we're never gonna silence you guys' opinions, but just be careful. I don't want to get us banned either. uh Ultra, what did Tolbert do to you? Is that the one you're laughing at?
Ultra Cowboys like not a damn thing. That's the problem.
Aaliyah says no for reals. Like she liked that comment. Just letting you know, Ultra wanted Drew Sanders with our number one. Why are you writing on him, well, Davey? Javi, a lot of sweetness.
Yeah.
Ferguson, Hendershot going to be the next Gronk and Hernandez.
Ooh.
What about where does Schoonmaker fit in there?
Wow.
I want to see the names that come out next year. Jose Pais.
Jose!
Easy Dairy Queen and analogies.
That's it, baby. We got to do that as a segment, man.
I could probably have, you know,
A little segment, you know?
Uber Eats bring me a Blizzard, you know what I'm saying, on live and just kind of show it. Because, you know, if they don't show it to you upside down, it's free, right?
Yeah, it's free.
It's a Texas thing.
And I tell them not to get nervous when they do it.
Aliyah says that Blizzard I have just mentioned sound good. I don't know, man. It sounded like it had a lot in there, man. It sounded like it had every topping.
Hey, man, it's good.
Y'all excited about the wrong thing. I'm waiting for the I'm waiting for the offensive line. Maybe there's an offensive line they like next year's draft.
Yep.
So many things that we need to look at, but right now there wasn't a big glaring need. That's why you can pick up these kind of players. We have pretty damn good offensive line. At Damien. Yeah, we haven't even got to Asim Richards yet.
No, we're gonna get there though.
I feel a little bit behind, but he looks like he has some upside. I'm telling you to Blazing Card 76. I'm telling you, we got the next Miles Austin and Semi Fahuku, bro. It's faster than Micah Parsons. He ran a 4.3. He did run a 4.3, Harv. Semi Fahuku. I don't think they've given up on him, but I think he might be a cap. I mean, if some of these younger wide receivers, if they're able to make that jump early, I think that maybe Semi might be on that.
He might be.
I'm just saying, but this is the year where he needs to break. This is Semi's breakout year.
Yeah, for sure.
This offensive line gonna go crazy. Mark my words, they're gonna be the best offensive line in the entire league, he says.
We're gonna see, man.
I am not sensitive. I can handle what they throw at me. I am a firm amendment guy. I'm a First Amendment guy. All right.
That's good. So he's understandable.
Luke gonna be that middle of the field tight end like George Kittle. And can you imagine if he works out like George Kittle, everybody's gonna take back what they said bad about that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And then on the redrafts, you're gonna see Luke Schoonmaker and Monty Smith as top 10 picks, both of them, right? Going to different teams on the redraft, right? At Ultra, we are a family. Yeah, that is exactly what we are. Who's gonna play left guard, Tyler or a rookie who's playing right tackle, Steele or Smith? This offense line is gonna be going wild and hungry. I think after Jerry Jones kind of went in there and just said Terrence Steele was a great offensive guard, you saw some damage control by Stephen Jones and of course Mike McCarthy. But I believe it's gonna be Tyron Smith at left tackle.
I think Adoga and Richards are gonna fight for that left guard spot, man.
Well, from what I've read is Tyron Smith at left tackle, Tyler at left guard. They're gonna roll with Tyler Biadasz at center, Zach Martin at right guard, and Terrence Steele back at right tackle. If they do that, you got a solid line.
We'll see.
So, but Damien, yes, we did hear that from Jerry Jones, putting Terrence Steele at guard. Undrafted players topic next. Man, she just wants to skip. She wants to skip everything. Just go to the undrafted player.
I want to too. I'm so I'm
I
excited. I
know.
already have I have everything ready already.
I think we need to go over Demorian Overshown first, though, and then we can kind of. We could probably do Demorian Overshown and Asim Richards like back to back, probably on the same day.
Yeah, we probably could.
But we can't talk about Dak. We can't talk about Dak. Who else? Jalen Tolbert, Eric Scott. Eric Scott will come on Eric Scott time, and we can knock those two out the same day. That offense will still be mediocre, especially with that defense. Hey, but with that defense improving, Jose, shoot, it doesn't matter how mediocre your offense is, man. The other teams can't score points. It's over. I have my player list. Oh, Damien's talking to you.
Of course you do. Damien.
No, but he's talking to what Jose was saying.
No, of course he does. He's got notes.
Oh, Damien, I'm excited about our offensive line. Dak better be excited. Jose, bro, what team are you looking at?
You guys are crazy, man. You guys make this fun.
Ferguson's are out tight ends. What do you mean? I think they still got like 2 years left in their contract.
Yeah.
3 years. 3 years. Man.
3.
Oh, Damien, sorry, bro. Spelled your name wrong. Okay. Jerry, we still need a badass center.
We do. You know how I feel about that.
Yeah, we do. Ugh. Don't come for Dak. Aaliyah will fight you, man. She'll straight up fight you. So just know that. Oh, Damien, I will go over any player you throw at me. Oh, damn.
Just don't call him.
Hit me. Hit me with a name. Give me 15 minutes. I'll tell you my most honest opinion. It takes you 15 minutes? Jeez,
it's a lot of time.
Yeah, normally with the notebook, I just already have the tab of the player and I just go to it and I'll read you what I have. We need to talk about Dak. Like my let's leave Dak until the middle of the. I want to see him in the OTAs. He's been a great leader this entire offseason. Harv, we've seen the pictures, we've seen the video coverage. I mean, he's there practicing with every single player, including Turpin, including Tolbert, including who else? All of them. They're all getting tattoos together too.
Yeah.
Why are people acting like our center isn't good?
I didn't say that.
I don't think it's that, Elliot. I think it's coming down to who are the Cowboys going to be able to keep after the season because of the contract situations that are looming. You got Terrence Steele who needs to be paid, Trayvon Diggs who needs to get paid. Like literally, they need to get paid at the end of the year. And then of course you have CeeDee Lamb looming, and then from there you're going to have Micah Parsons. So are you going to be able to keep Tyler Biadasz and Terrence Steele? You know, what's easier to find, a center or a tackle? That's what I'm going to ask, I guess, if you want to, when the time is ready for that. Let's say our offense will have to score more than 15 points. Sorry, Aaliyah. This offense did not get much better, if any at all. Dak is still not the dude, even though we are stuck with him. Okay, Jose, you sounded very optimistic on that one. I was talking about the comments, not Hav. So, anyways.
He's a good center. I just think, he's going to demand a lot of money because his agent's going to say he's a Pro Bowler.
Pro Bowler.
Yeah.
He made the Pro Bowl last year.
Yep.
Jose, if we score 30 points per game with the offense, then we will be better this coming season. You make no sense. Sorry, Jose. I mean, the thing is we still haven't even seen exactly what this offense is going to look like. But
we haven't, man. We can get a glimpse. We can go back and look at Schottenheimer's film. We can look at Mike McCarthy's film, and maybe it's going to be a mesh of all those things.
I will say this. I remember Schottenheimer, I believe, with him, people have not always liked his play calling because it looks like he sticks to the run too much.
He does.
And so, I mean, that's the good thing with having Mike McCarthy as your play caller. Maybe he'll know how to throw the balance and the little sprinkles in there when he needs to.
Yep.
Aaliyah says, Jose, if we she already read that one. Like, damn, everyone just making assumptions. It's got to be a hybrid, and I like making assumptions. Jeez. That's it for us, guys. It was a rocky start, but it's not how you start, right, Harp? It's how you finish, man. Make sure you check in with your mentals. If you need a place to check in, follow the
Discord.
Cowboy Cast, and we all are part of that community. But stay tuned. I believe we're up next, Sunday, Harv?
Yep.
But to keep up with us regularly, make sure you also subscribe to the East West Football. You can find that on all social medias. Of course, go subscribe to all the YouTubes. We're trying to get them YouTube channels to 1K, 1,000 subs. All it takes is a subscription button. Hit the subscribe button. That's it, man. Let's see here. Look at that. Aaliyah, have a good night, everyone. Yes. And that, if you're watching this on the replay, that's exactly how you join the Discord. Send us an invite. Is that the way it works, Harp?
Yep. Just go to Discord, put that in to get invited, and you send a message, and then I'll accept your message, and you'll be part of the community, man.
So hopefully you checked it. Hopefully you checked out for the entire. You stayed in for the entire thing to join the Discord. It's really awesome. Black Bomba AI. Sorry, I need to disagree with you. Dak got to play better. Scoring is not the problem. Damn, I'm gonna go scout.
Oh my god.
Thank you, Black Bomba. Hey, we love y'all. We'll see you guys Sunday, right? Sunday. Scoring isn't the problem because Dak plays well. We didn't want to let go of the Dak situation.
We love you guys.
Have a good night.